Lesson 49, page 120, 121. Today we are dealing with the primary chords in F major. We know them in C, 1, 4, 1, 5, 7, 1, and G, 1, 4, 1, 5, 7, 1. We're going to do the same thing in F. But remember, there's B flats in the key of F. Every B is a B flat. So you have the 1, 4, 1, 5, 7, 1. So remember we were stacking these in thirds, so that's built on the first scale step. That's built on the fourth scale step. That's built on the fifth scale step, but it's a 7 chord, 5, 7. So we have to add another third. Well, skipping a note, but it's B flats. So it's not going to be B, it's going to be B flat. Now how did we get the primary chords in a way that we could play them all in one hand position? Well, it's called the inversions. And for this one, we take out the 5 and put the C on top. But then it's lower. So there's the 1, 4, and that's built on a B flat. F is on the bottom, but if we put the F on top, it's the same as the fourth scale step triad that we already are familiar with. So 1, 4, 1, 5, 7, 1. That's it. Just get used to doing these back and forth, just like you did for G, C, now F. Just another thing to get used to, the scale and the primary chords. Now, we have the song on page 120, 121. It's in 3/4 time, 3 beats per measure. Now, let's go through this. If you, first line, second line, there's a repeat. Now we have a first ending and second ending that are 2 measures long each. The bracket above the first ending tells you those are the 2 measures of the first ending. The bracket above the second ending has an open-ended bracket, which means after playing these 2 measures, it's not the end. Keep playing. That's why it's a double bar line without a thin and thick one. It's 2 thin double bar lines. That means it's the end of this section. Go on to the next section. The open-ended bracket means keep going. Now, then you get to the top of page 121. And remember this, there's a little red or orange or pink asterisk, and there's a repeat sign right there at the very beginning of the top of 121. We'll get to that in a second. So you play the top line, the next line, third line, fourth line, there's a bracket with a 1 above that whole fourth line. That means that whole line is the first ending. Then there's a repeat sign. But we had a repeat sign at the top of the page. So this repeat sign at the end of line 4 on 121 does not mean go back to the beginning like our repeat signs have so far. This repeat sign here at the end of line 4 on 121 means go back to the other facing repeat sign. So you can think of this one being like facing back left in the music or previous, and the one at the top of page 121 is facing continuing in the music. So everything that's contained within those 2 repeat signs is what's going to be repeated. So line 4 is your first ending. Repeat back to the top of that page, page 121. Then you do line 1, line 2, line 3. Skip line 4 altogether because that's your first ending. Go directly to line 5. That's where the bracket for your second ending is. And the very end is a double bar, means you're done. That's the end. There's no da capo a fine, there's no other repeats, there's nothing else to do. When you get to the end of the 5th line on 121, you're done. It says moderately fast, but there's something strange. If you remember previous lessons, we've talked about accents and staccato markings, but look at the last two measures of the first ending. That is an accent with a staccato marking. So if you think of the beginning, those are staccatos and accents, but at the end of the first ending, they want those accented and staccato separated and detached. And I am getting a little bounce out of my fingers, but I'm not slapping at the keys. It's a controlled articulation that I'm doing. So pay close attention to that. Pause it, practice it, and we'll go through it. One, two, three, 1, 2, 3. All right, that's 120, 121. Take a look. Primary chords and the beginning of the song. Here's that repeat sign I'm talking about. Going to this one. There's the first ending, second ending.